The Democrats claim the purpose of this law, which allows people to go free after they've been arrested without paying bail, they say the purpose is, quote, to reduce inequalities and mass incarceration. But my question would be, if we're talking about equality, you know, what about these people who are the victims of attack? What about their rights? What about their liberties? What about the equality for them?
Liz, the problem with the left is the left speaks about justice and compassion and all these fancy words. They never focus on the people who actually suffer and are deeply uncompassionate from their policies. So in the case of border security and amnesty, there is no one who suffers worse from an open border and the human trafficking by the drug cartels than the aliens themselves who are trafficked. In the case of criminal justice reform, bail reform, no one suffers more than victims of crime. Where is anyone speaking for the victims of crime? But you know what the left also does, Liz? The left is amazing at getting the right verbiage and language for their policies. Bail reform. It sounds so innocuous, right? What they're doing is they are throwing out a system of bail that has existed since at least 13th century England. That is how far back bail goes. Cash bail, monetary bail. This is literally a centuries-old phenomenon that they are just throwing out. And as you mentioned, these crimes are hideous. Burglary, drunk driving. The one crime on there that you could get off for no bail for is money laundering in support of terrorism. Imagine being the legislator in Albany, New York, who thinks he thought that was a good idea to let someone out on no cash bail who was caught laundering money for ISIS or Al-Qaeda.
I'll actually one-up you on this. I'll one-up you on this. There is a provision in this no cash bail law, this new bail reform law, that would allow someone who has essentially produced child pornography to be allowed out without paying any cash for bail. Child pornography. I mean, the fact that I'm speechless. I was speechless when I read this. Who is this law supposed to protect the rights of? People who have violated the most fundamental, criminals who have violated the most fundamental rights of innocent American citizens? I mean, it's mind-boggling. So child porn, money laundering in support of terrorism, stalking. Imagine that. A stalker finally arrested, only to be allowed to go free. What do you think that person is going to do? What do you think that person is going to do? Because clearly they had no respect for the law to begin with, or they wouldn't have committed the crime. And then these hate crimes. This woman, 3 times in 5 days, she was released. And what's the justification from the New York legislature that, oh, this woman's rights, this is better for her. This is making sure that she has equality and preventing mass incarceration with no thoughts to her victims?